I'm glad to meet you on LinkedIn a while ago, and then
Yes.
did some story sharing with Diana's group, Third Act Quest, last month. And so I'm a fellow documentary filmmaker as Sky Bergman, my classmate and good friend. So I grew up in China, as all of you probably know. Chinese culture is full of food lore, and food is such an important part of family. But today I want to tell you a story that has to do with grief. 10 years ago, my husband of 24 years, who's also a Stanford-trained biotech founder and cancer researcher, ironically and tragically, was dying from cancer. So he has always been the chef, the home chef in the family. He dazzles us with his cooking skills as if he's working in the lab. He's just amazing. But I have this dish that I used to make that he really loved. It's roasted red bell pepper that I brought one to show you. And I remember a few months before he passed, I bought these red bell peppers from a grocery store and was going to roast them for him. And then there was a spot on one of the red bell peppers that I didn't notice early on. But then gradually I got so consumed by the caring of him in his last days.
Thank you so much for having me and for letting me go.
Oh, I heard someone else. So we're good, I hope. So I gradually, over a span of a few days, the spot on the red bell pepper grew and grew. In the end, it became rotten. And so as I was cutting out the rotten flesh from this red bell pepper, it made me cry because I suddenly realized this is just like my husband's cancer. He had metastatic skin cancer, and his flesh was rotting, essentially just like the red bell pepper. It made me cry. And I told that story at the memorial service. So that story later made me think about food in a whole different realm. I think about what food means to us, and I think about why it is so important to enjoy the food that we have at its prime, rather than not paying attention, and then once you realize they're not so good anymore. And so that segment is in my film. So my story is that when my husband had 2 weeks to live, my son, upon learning that, who was at the time 12 years old, my son Perry, he told me that he wanted to make an animated film about his daddy called Changyu's Journey. And I thought, this is incredible, and this is such a gesture of profound love for Changyu. How can I not support it? Even though I'm not a professional filmmaker, I was in biotech business, I decided to become a film producer, help my son make that film possible. And at the same time, I was documenting his growth as an artist and as a young boy, later on becoming a young man. And so that's the project that I'm working on today still. And during that process, I also transformed from a tiger mom in control to more of a Zen mom in collaboration with my son. And so this is the film, that Journey of 1,000 Miles, which I will share in the chat. I have a screening coming up on Thanksgiving weekend, and it's a time to celebrate family and gratitude, to be grateful for each other in the family, to have the connection we enjoy and that we hope to still strengthen over the years with our children, either young or grown. And so that is my story about food and memory of grief. And I also want to share that from our journey of making the film, I realized that even after devastating loss like that of your dearest family member, of your spouse, there's still a lot of hope left for us to live. There is inspiration that we can do something different, even though if we start in the third act of our life, we can still make that dream come true. And so that's what I wanted to share with you all. And thank you, Marty, so much for inviting me to share that story with this wonderful